Hey guys, I want to show you some interesting look that you can achieve in Arnold AI Toon. And this is a combination between a couple of attributes that I'm using in the AI Toon shader. So to get to this result, let's see how we can get that. Just creating here a sphere to explain what I'm doing here. So this kind of look doesn't need any light. Let me put some AI Toon. And what I'm using is the rim light. And I'm not adding any source of light here because I'm not using any light. What I'm using is the width of the rim light, AI cell noise. And I'm going to connect the out color R to the rim light width here. And the minute I'm going to step back here, add some color. So I'm putting the color on purely white. Now I'm going to use, and you can play with it, but I'm going to use the alligator here, crank it to 8, and I'm going to use the scale here. When I'm going to put that on, like for example 100, I'm going to get some interesting result. Let me give you another example for the cool stuff that we can do with this style. The specular is on 0, the texture on the weight rubric here. So let's add an AI cell noise as an Arnold texture on the weight. So I'm using the out color R, rim light width. When I'm going to render, go back here and put the rim light color to a more and more visible. I'm gonna start getting some sort of a silhouette if I'm getting into the width and the AI cell noise, and put that, for example, you can play with it, but let's alligator here, and we're gonna add more octaves. So we can use, of course, let's put that back to 0 so we can see the lines. Anyway, we can put this as well, and we can get this kind of results. Which is interesting. And you see we can play with the lucanarity to get some different styles. Okay, so we're getting some different vibe and texture onto it. This could be almost like a different layer that you can add on top as screen. You see, so we can get some interesting results like this, for example. So if I'm diving in back here, we can break the lines to something like that. And it's almost acting like nice fur texture on top of it. Let me give you more, we can play with it more. For example, if I'm going to add a mask color texture on top, and I'm going to use again the AI cell noise, and I'm going to put another alligator here. Right now what I'm using is, and putting this on prefs, playing with the lucanarity, playing with scale. So for example, if this going to be on 0, it's going to be on 10, and what I'm using right now, what I'm going to use right now is the Arnold render, and I'm going to put the filter on contour. What I'm going to get is some more interesting results here. Let's bring this back to red, and let's start playing again with this. I'm going to put this on 0.5 8 and going to reduce the density and the scale to 1, or let's put it on 2. So we're going to start getting, you see, more lines, more interesting lines that are added after the render here. And I can play with the amplitude and make them soft. See, so we can get less results here. And what's interesting about it is the more the character is further away from the character, we're going to get more edges. The more it gets closer to the character, it's going to get less. So you can play with that as well. It could be a silhouette almost from far away, but we can see more of the details when we get closer. One more thing that we can do here to play with it, let's put this on 1, let's put this on 0.5, 0.2, and we can play with the scale as well. So this could be on 1, this could be on 2, 1.5, and I'm going to start getting nice results here. You see, that are spreaded like this. 0.5, let's put this on 0.8. You see, we start to get like here and there lines. If the character is further away, we can see more details on it. So that could be a cool combination of these two lines combined together to get some interesting results. The further the face is aiming from the camera, the more details you're going to see on both of them, on both of these styles that I'm showing here. And we don't have to use both of them. We can omit the rim light if we want. Like for example, if this is going to be, let's see, right away we can remove this. And there's another thing that we can do, but if I'm going to remove, you see, the color of the lighting, then we can leave only with this kind of style, which is interesting. And we can play with the scale, of course, and we can leave only with this kind of style, for example, without the edges. And if we combine them, it looks like this. We can also get to some interesting results with the rim light width. So I've played with the attributes a bit and got into these kind of style. And what I did is on the color, I've added a rump and I've painted it in 2 colors and just put some waves and noise into it to get some interesting colors into it. I can play with the color of the rim light as well to get something interesting in between them, etc. So if I'm going back to this and I'm changing this color into turquoise, we're going to get a nice style. Have fun, and remember always to push the boundaries of your style.